Weren't we just talking about the demons a second ago?
Yeah. Like there seem to be like technical difficulties and glitches are things that make me believe that in higher powers, like warring angels and demons and stuff, because it's like it feels like there's always forces pushing against each other, and sometimes they just kind of create a storm front.
Yeah.
And it fucks with you. You never know when it's gonna be.
You never know. It literally but sometimes it happens at the moments where like there's a slight change in the context of the situation. Like today, it's only the three of us.
Yeah.
And
you take one away,
and it's not the same. You guys will understand that soon. Welcome everybody to the Tipped and Stiff podcast. I'm your host, Jarod Sturridge. I'm joined today by a good friend and musical genius, CaseJackal.
Hello. Welcome.
Welcome back, Case.
Welcome back, Case. I'm glad you're here because I honestly really needed to see you today. It's been weird without Cade.
Yeah. What happened to him?
I can really only guess at this point. I can really only theorize. I'll start from the beginning, I guess.
Right.
Last week we had Tristan Jass on the podcast.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was fucking remarkable. It was a great episode.
Yeah, Red's dog ran through.
Red's dog came in.
That was awesome.
And that episode did really well.
Yeah.
Got about 5,000 views so far.
Yeah, I saw. That's kicking off.
But you know Cade.
Yeah.
Sometimes like it just gets to his head, not in like an egotistical way, but in like a I can't believe that the universe, like this is my life, this is the universe, and
right.
Maybe it's a mix of like, wow, my life is spectacular, but also it's a mix of, wow, there's so much pressure on us now. We're the biggest podcast in America, maybe the world so far. I don't know about in like China, if there's probably some crazy good podcasts, but now we have like that put us on the moon. And I come home to me and Cade's apartment, and like this is just like yesterday. I come home to our apartment and I'm like, he should be home, he should be off work right now.
Right.
He's nowhere. He's not in his room, he's not in the bathroom or anything. So I come back in the kitchen, there's a note on the dining room table that it's written in like just, his sloppy handwriting. It just says, Jarod went to Las Vegas to party with Hunter.
Oh no. So he's out on a coke bender with Hunter Biden right now?
In Las Vegas, in the M.
Yeah. Good for him.
He really did join the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened quick. Yeah.
And I mean, he didn't say when he's going to be back, so here it is. This is the podcast from here until who knows. So he walks through that door and kicks his black and white Docs off, and
if he ever does,
leaves his socks on the living room floor. God, I'm gonna miss those socks. Gary, come home. Cade, Charlie, come home.
We will miss you, Cade. You can never be replaced. I'm replacing Cade for today. So,
but he's with Hunter. Like, here's the thing. Yes, he's replaced He's replaced me with Hunter Biden as his new best friend.
Okay. You're just going to accept that?
Is that the worst thing for his life?
There's worse people you could be in with. There's worse, like that's the thing about Hunter Biden. He always seems like he's having a pretty good time.
Yes.
Seems like he's having a damn good time. I could, there's worse people to be bouncing around with.
There are. And we have talked about those people at great length because when you live in the kind of country we live in, you know, there's only so many people you can look up to before you realize that there's just not, like, some people need a person to look up to that's just more than anybody has ever been, that more than any idol has ever been. And like for Hunter Biden, he probably never had somebody he could look up to as much as he like wanted to in life. So he had to be the fucking
The experience.
the
ultimate.
He had to be the experience. The Sigma Giga president's son Chad.
Yeah, he is carving out his own path. That is
hunter.
the true Sigma male.
He's carving. He's a hunter. He's hunting it down.
Yeah,
and he's taking it right in through his nostrils.
And he's getting it.
He's taking it right through the pipe.
Right through the fucking pipe. Right in the ass.
I saw like a Twitter like fan cam montage of like all of this just Hunter Biden doing crack and like getting his dick sucked by hookers and stuff.
Yeah.
Just, what do
Twitter
people like want us to do with like that information once it's out? I really don't understand like what I'm supposed to think about him or the president. Like,
Right.
hey, okay, this dude sounds like he's fucking partying hard. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Good for him. I genuinely like, what am I supposed to like? Am I supposed to be, is this debauchery new? Is
Right.
this news?
That's the question.
Like,
and the answer is really simple. It's not.
No.
Because the president we just had before assaulted a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
And probably countless other women. And so have like the last 6 presidents.
yeah,
Right.
anybody who was in Epstein's book.
Yeah. Which was the last like 5 or 6 presidents and a lot of their cabinet.
And there's probably more people than Epstein that were running that shit too. Like there's you know, like that's the thing is we had a president who like was under investigation for like numerous sexual assault allegations like from the Epstein shit and like other related incidents.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody cared. It just didn't take off ever. Like no like just that didn't ever stick in the news cycle. So like why would the Hunter like people say like well CNN isn't reporting this, nobody's reporting on this, nobody's ever like I don't think like what's there honestly.
Well, it's because it's one man.
Yeah.
It's one man. It's like the focus of it is his one lived experience. You know, like you can see it through his eyes. With the Epstein story, you don't know who you're trying to see it through.
Right.
And if you try to see it through Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell's eyes, it's like, ugh, like that doesn't seem fun. Also, you can't because one of them is dead and they're both soon to be dead. And they're just so separate. Like there's no like vlog.
Right.
There's like they didn't vlog their excursions, but Hunter did. You know.
And that's so what you're saying is like with Hunter Biden, like people get the info about Hunter Biden and they just think like, well, damn, if I was a president's kid, I'd be doing all that shit too.
That's
like
what
it's
I
easier to like project yourself into like fucking
yes,
it's a fun time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I think
I don't think it looks bad for Joe Biden whatsoever that like he like wow, a president's kid is bouncing around the planet, a powerful politician's kid is bouncing around the planet fucking hookers and doing drugs. I would expect nothing less.
They did it to him on purpose. They put him in Ukraine.
Yeah.
They put him over there. I mean, like, he kind of probably wanted that kind of job, I feel like. To just be in another... Like, to have that job where you're just the foreign correspondent.
Yeah.
Who's like no one's probably checking up on you that often. You know, like, you fuck off and you make have a few sit downs with people.
Yeah, you have a
does.
retainer fee, you know, that just, you know, you show up to a few board meetings, you get paid money.
Yeah.
And like you just chill. You have a reason to go to Ukraine sometimes. And you know, fuck some Ukrainians. Like I don't know.
Right. They need that right now. They need a bit of the they need some presidential cock right now.
Yeah, Hunter Biden is probably one of the best representatives on the foreign stage for America.
Yeah.
I think, you know, we get a really bad rap, like globally, especially nowadays after Trump. And people just see us as like a bunch of babies with guns, who are just, you know, like laughing at clowns and also shooting them. It's like, I don't know. At this point, I'm glad that someone is out there who can like go and impress people in other countries and just be like, yeah, look how hard I can party.
Yeah.
Because that's the true American spirit.
Oh God,
okay?
we have the video here.
Oh,
this video before we play it.
Probably.
Before we play it, this video is. You're right, Case. Like this is the. Like you'll see look in his eyes. Like if you look in his eyes, you'll see like that spark. that you don't see in you don't see in any celebrity's eyes. They're all fucking dead-eyed lizards. Like
He's living.
he's
really
truly living
you know?
to the fullest. Like, let's see him.
All right.
Oh god, it's a fan cam.
It's the 10 crack commandments. Why? Man can't tell me nothing about this coke.
Probably gonna have
Tell me
to
about this crack, this weed, and my hustling nigga.
cut this in.
Yeah, we might gotta do something about this. But
Niggas on the corner.
Do some editing.
Niggas. My triple B niggas.
Just blur the whole screen.
yeah.
I've been in this game for years. They made me an animal. It's rules to the shit. I wrote me a manual, a step-by-step booklet.
This is a
Your game on track.
Dude,
Have
this-
your wig pushed back. Rule number uno. Never let no one know how much dough you hold. Cause you know that try to breed jealousy, especially if
This-
that man fucked up.
Dude,
the
that
best
green-
and worst of America.
Never let them
Just
know the
all.
nigga.
Where's Hunter?
No bad boys move in silence and violence.
Living his life.
I done squeeze mad clips at these cats for they bricks and chips. Number 3.
Look at him.
Never trust nobody.
He's just always vlogging, you know.
Properly gassed up, hoodie the masked up. For that crack
Dude, does Hunter Biden have like a YouTube channel?
He should. He's got a bit shoot channel.
Dude, Tristan Jass should collab with Hunter Biden. Tell me that wouldn't be the hardest shit.
Doing trick shots on crack.
Dude, doing tricks. Imagine doing trick shots. Like hookers just all around in the background. We can get this out of here. I'm done. It's beautiful.
This is America.
That that's what I mean though. Is like that as a fan cam, as a supercut, like that is, you go to any town and find the most like livinest person at like 2 a.m. in any like fucking, could be a big city, could be some fucking suburban town, they're that guy.
Yeah.
They're doing that kind of shit. Like that's the kind of like,
Burning the midnight oil.
oh
I
yeah,
believe
Yeah.
is the expression, right?
yeah.
What does that mean? What do you think? Where does that come from? Because that sounds like the midnight oil sounds like a ritualistic feeling. Like it sounds like
I mean,
you're
like it just means lamp oil, doesn't it?
probably.
like-
Oh yeah, probably.
Like you're just burning through more
Okay.
oil than you should because you're staying up
because
later
you're
than you
staying
should.
up late. Yeah.
Burn the midnight oil.
How do I zoom?
To stay
Burn-
up late to work, study, or read. Huh.
Read it out for us, will you?
Burn the midnight oil is a phrase that means to stay up late at night to work, study, read, or perform some other activity, like smoke crack and fuck underage hookers. Yeah, right. Burn in the midnight oil. Yeah. I think, well, like that's obviously like I don't condone like the real, like harmful.
Yeah, like
The people who are harmed because like they are victims of their circumstance
yeah.
that's awful.
It
But
sucks that there's underage
Get it.
hookers.
That's
you know,
yeah, because
like,
that shouldn't exist. Like that just plain out should never exist.
Is that what he is alleged? That like
They're
yeah, at
they're-
least some of them.
At least some of them have been, because there's like texts with like
sure.
and like shit like where he
course.
wants someone who's 12 or something, or like 14 or I
What
don't.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's like text where he's like asking about someone, like I don't remember, like it was something specific.
Oh my
they're
God,
they're out
okay.
there on somebody's
Nice.
USB, but
On the
It's-
computer that he just left.
like on his iCloud, it was like this was from an iCloud leak.
Yeah.
Like somebody leaked it. They're probably
How do you not realize that your videos are being uploaded to like a cloud? Like, how do you not realize that that's like not safe?
And who's he like sharing them with? Like, why is he taking the videos in the first place?
He's got them across all of his devices, like
backed up
so
to
he can
Google
go on-
Photos.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on his
on
his
his Apple
drive.
TV.
It's
He
on his
can
Apple
just
TV.
put up the videos.
I mean,
him getting his.
God.
You don't think this guy has friends? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
because here's the thing: when you engage in such depravity, there's a part of you that never wants anyone to know about it, but there's probably a part of you that's like, I want everyone to be affected by this as deeply as I am.
Hmm.
I feel
Maybe.
like that. I feel like that is why it's exposed. Like
I
this.
think people, what I think it might more so be is, I think there's a lot of people that form like these cliques, like these circles, with they're all fucking like powerful people, especially. I feel like there's just cliques of people like staffers, politicians, whatever, and they just kind of have some shit. Not even like pedo shit. They probably just have some weird sex shit, and like some of them like group around like, oh yeah, we do this thing, and they're all fucking like the Clintonian marriages and shit. Like that's not just exclusive to the Clintons.
What's a Clintonian marriage?
You know how the Clintons like operate?
No.
Like they're like completely.
They're demons.
Like Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton are like completely separate from each other. Like they've been like basically since after leaving the White House.
Right.
They just have people have had theories about like is their marriage real or not, but Bill Clinton was fucking fucking strange like every 3 seconds. Oh, so like they're.
He was a dog. He had that dog.
Yeah, they
had a dog in him. My homie got the dog in him.
His Beltway nickname was Slick Willie.
I like
Willie playing the jazz on the saxophone.
And Hillary Clinton just found more political utility in staying a Clinton than wanting to fucking do anything about that. So,
I mean, she's the girl boss of like the century, to be honest.
Yeah,
we had girl bosses of the year on this show. Our good friend Halo. Like Halo, if you're listening or if you see this clip or something, like you need to, like Hillary Clinton is lapping you right now.
In what way? In girl boss?
Every way. In like getting that bag, like getting like the power, like killing people, like being responsible.
I don't think she's like doing any of that anymore.
No, she was though. Like that's the point is that she did that. She's got
like
that
Halo's got to catch
her.
up by the time to be like on pace with like Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton, like that's the
okay.
That's got to be the mark that you have to hit if you're gonna be a girl boss. Like, is there a better girl boss than Hillary Clinton? And if you say AOC, I'm gonna walk away from that.
I mean, AOC hasn't almost been president. It hasn't been in the White House, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Hillary Clinton went pretty hard in the.
She's killed a lot of motherfuckers.
Girl boss.
Yeah. I don't know. What is this?
Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton fan cam? What? This dude was like the '90s president. He was just like the cool guy president. Played saxophone, talked about smoking weed.
He runs the aesthetic of like a Michael Jordan or like wearing like sports apparel and shit.
Yeah.
Wearing like those
cool,
varsity jacket
man.
kind of shit. He's cool. He was a cool president. I never saw him.
You want to have a beer with me?
Yeah.
Did he? He probably started that like the kind of president you want to have a beer with.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of those. He was one of those kind of guys. That like he was like a moderate Democrat. He was a Southern Democrat, so he had that broad appeal, where he could have that polite Southern swagger. Was that? Oh, okay.
That polite Southern, yeah, because that's like a, that's like a, like that just speaks to the heart of most Americans. It's like a bit of Southern, but you don't smell like it.
But dignified.
Dignified Southerner. I don't know, like all this shit. This makes me like Hunter. President Clinton, like talking about all these people who are just doing like absurdly worldly things, while I understand like the people who are in that world, who are in like a political world or some sort of administrative wealthy world, they all deep down have these very base level, primal, disgusting sometimes instincts and desires, and they seek them out because they have the ability to do so. And the rest of us like have like, whatever the fuck we have. And I don't know. I feel like people who are poorer, when they seek out like whatever those desires are, they can't do it in a way that they can hide.
Yeah, it's totally an aspect of class where like there's a certain point where it's like, what resources you have and like, what opportunities you have. And then after a certain point, like you have all the resources and opportunities you need to like live 1,000 lifetimes if you so choose. And then there, like above that, there's what can I get away with?
Yeah.
Like, and that's
right there. I think when it matters.
Yeah.
Forbidden fruit.
I think when people get to the point,
in your backyard,
people get to the point where they're just like, fuck, I'm untouchable. What can I do?
What can I get
Like
away with?
what country can I fly to where X, Y, or Z is illegal? What place can I have a bank account that isn't going to tax me enough? Like that kind of shit. Like, people, what can I get away with? And that's the problem we have is like our politics are run by people who are like 3-4 generations down, people who only think like that. Like that's what I think the problem is.
I feel like most people, like the 99% or whatever, are like worried about just trying to improve their lives, and like the things they desire are just like ways to make their life better, like prosperity for their family and community, like personal growth, like personal achievement, whatever. These people are like the most powerful people in the world. Like they're riding the high of like, I'm literally the president, you know what I mean? Like it's like, at what point it's like you get bored, you start seeking out other things, like all these shady
go the
people
other way.
Start coming to you with like all these people like come to try and influence power, to try and corrupt power. So it's like you got these Jeff Epstein fuckers that like, he's not the only one. He's the one that we know about.
Yeah.
There's
he was just one of the best at
hundreds
it.
of these fucking people.
He was
Definitely.
one of the pros.
Maybe not. He got caught.
Yeah, maybe better
he's
ones
the
are
worst
getting caught.
one.
Possible. Yeah, maybe he is the worst one. I mean, there's probably some foreign one who's like even
It's
in like
disgusting.
Israel who's even crazier with it.
We could probably just
Closer to the Mossad.
someone could probably just jet ski or take a dinghy around like different places in the U.S. Virgin Islands and just probably find some crazy like island compounds out there where they're doing shit that makes like Jeffrey Epstein look like,
There's just
I don't know, R. Kelly. Like still bad, but not.
Yeah, but like R. Kelly, I once went to an open mic and somebody did like a cover of R. Kelly like a week after he was like on 60 Minutes.
That's
being
funny.
like freaking out, and the guy pointed at me and he was like, "This dude doesn't know who R. Kelly is," and I was just like, "No, I'm just like in shock that you're doing this right now." It was the funniest thing, and he did some covers of him. But what I want to go off of what you said is that like people who are in like the, I guess, citizen regular class to like, people who are citizens, little people,
Right.
like to improve your life and to like go that route, which is generally what's expected of us, is a struggle to undertake. So it's like a mission that drives you. It's something that gives your life purpose for people who might see it that way, who maybe have the ability to find that path. But when you've either been born into or through some sleight of hand got to a place in society where you are untouchable, where you already have achieved what most people could never achieve in their life, where else is there to go but deep down into the fucking gutter and see what's down there? You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like, or like the gutter
Because
of
if you're
what
just
you're
having
around.
experiences, like, and you've already, you've eaten like crazy foods from all over the world, and you've seen every sight there is to see. It's like, well, what the fuck can I do now?
Done every drug
drugs.
there is.
Done
like,
all the drugs, fucked all the prostitutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Met all the
Everything.
celebrities, fucking got all the money, as much money as you would ever need to like do all those things we just said.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm so fucking jealous of Cade. Because the money made from that episode last week wasn't just his, and he just fucking took it and ran. Like, it was hooked up to his account.
He's gonna win
through
some
Anchor.
shit in Las Vegas and come back with like 10 times as much.
I hope so.
It's
man.
it's
I don't
not
know,
I know him.
likely, but things have been on the upswing.
He's
Maybe
always
he
a
will.
one more kind of guy, though. You know what I mean? He
that's
won't
true.
walk away when he's up. He'll put it all down on a bet.
Because it'll be
Been in
right.
the studio with
the
him.
next one is just right. The next one over. It's
Right.
one dig away from the gold mine.
right,
You're
And he'll
you're
lose
so
it all.
close. What?
and he'll lose.
He's
it.
probably
He'll
out
lose
there
it all.
learning how to card count. Like, getting
That's what we should
coked up
focus our
and
time
card
on.
counting.
Dude, he's fucking. Because he'd probably be good at that. You know what I mean? I feel like he would. He would get caught and he would then like get into a fight with
He'd get like beaten
security.
up by the Russian mob or something.
Dude, I hope in like 2 months, Cade is like, I get like a package in the mail and it's just like so much more money than, but it's like not of like all American currency. It's like foreign currencies, just a package in the mail. I'm just like, what the fuck? And he's like, Charlie's always got you. Just
Charlie
like,
made
money on the
change.
table.
and he goes, make sure Case gets like at least half of this.
All foreign currencies.
And then all the
Money
call
on
for
the
sale
table.
stuff is
Money
just
Money
like
foreign.
Money on the table, money foreign. On a Sunday.
He just puts like, he'll film himself from undisclosed locations around the world, and then like just will be projected on a screen with like a mask. And that's how
Cade's gonna come back
like
as a hologram.
a life on the run in an undisclosed location using a VPN.
I want him to come back married. Like I want him to.
He's got a whole family in
Like-
Mongolia or something.
Oh man,
No, I want him to be married to like,
like just at like a pop-up wedding in
Yeah.
like Las Vegas. Yeah.
but like have him
yeah.
meet like a celebrity you would never expect. And here's who it would be. It would be Alice Glass from Crystal Castles.
I don't
I don't know who that is.
know what that is.
Alice Glass, legend, fucking amazing artist. Fucking was the whole reason that Crystal Castles was what it was.
Okay, she's got an aesthetic.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's baller. She's good.
Okay.
I was gonna say like the Catch Me Outside girl or something.
That would be. Oh
why
my
would that?
God.
Why would Alice Glass just be like walking around in Vegas trying to get married to a random guy?
I don't know, dude.
You never
She's had
know.
a fucked up life.
I don't know her at all.
She's had a rough life. I'm not gonna get into it. It's a long story.
Okay, yeah, that's probably.
But-
can save it.
But did you see it? Like goth girl aesthetic, like I guess goth anybody aesthetic is something that I know that Cade is quite fond of from time to time historically. At the moment, it's not like his driving
That's not
force.
his jam right now.
But it's something that he's like aware of. He's into, and
Yeah.
so am I. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think I knew that? I thought about that person right away because I've been thinking about her, 3 times a week. 'Cause she's fucking dope. But is it kind of cuckish of me to wish that Cade gets with her? Yes, a little bit. But I'm just hoping the best for my friend, even though he left me in the
Yeah.
lurch.
Hopefully she
You're
wouldn't
just
like
too nice
hook up with Hunter Biden instead.
Oh my god! Now I kind of want that to happen to
to be
him.
a
Oh
lover's
God, that would
triangle.
be a headline. Oh man.
That would be such a
Cade
love
gets in
triangle.
the middle of that. Little
Ends up
Hunter Biden.
photobombing him.
He's just there for the blow.
Dude. I want to
Oh,
see it.
yeah.
I want a picture of Cade and Hunter Biden and Alice Glass in that green bathroom in the
This
video,
is-
just hitting the biggest pipe.
This is an absurd scenario.
Yeah.
This has gone so many layers deep.
Where I was going with before when I was trying to run away from the worldly stuff we were talking about with
Yeah.
Hunter and politicians and Alakazam. It's like I feel like there is a world. I feel like the insanity of that world. Like that world is becoming more insane because our world is becoming more insane with the with the internet and with like the way that we're exposed to different forms of art and AI, like making art, making music, making content, and the way that is bleeding out, and all like the past, aesthetics from Tumblr to fucking 4chan to all these places are bleeding up.
Shit has gotten
Into their
so
lives.
bad that Zoomers are having nostalgia for post 9/11 early 2000s.
Yes.
Which, man, like, at this point, like, I feel like we're sort of reaching a plateau. Like, to me, it's felt like the past 10 years, things haven't really been on like the up and up at all. They've just sort of like been
Stagnated.
Yeah, kind of just rolling.
I don't know.
Technologically,
I see vibe shifts a lot.
especially, like technological applications have gotten more interesting. But the leap from like the first iPhone, like to the one that came out in 2010, is much larger than the leap in iPhones from 2010 to now, or 2012 to now, like to the decade.
But I think leaving the minds of like year after year, like harvesting new kids into the social media world is what's evolving. Like when I think of like that
ADHD
bleeding,
is the new neurotypical.
yes.
I feel like that's true too. I feel like a lot of my friends are like very ADHD or like maybe not like, oh, we're all like diagnosed ADHD. I don't know about that, but I'm just saying that like it seems like we all tend to be like very like moving on from one thing to the next and kind of like,
Because like our world is built like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
all of our media
Segmented.
operates like that now. And another thing about like social media is like all the places that operate like that, the like most popular post every 3 days or so is something about ADHD and how relatable it is.
We're being
What does that
gaslit.
tell you?
Yeah.
If ADHD is the most relatable thing on the internet to like everyone at all times, almost every day, frequently, what does that say about ADHD?
Yeah,
It's just the default now. Like there's a certain, but there's the thing is there's sort of like a feedback loop.
Yes.
Like the people who are going to be using those apps and like giving that engagement to those things are going to be the people that are trapped by ADHD into those like cycles of like, you know, quick feedback.
Yeah, because it's like an obsessive thing.
Yeah.
Like you're obsessed. A feedback loop to me is just like an obsession. Like
It's
a
so easy
compulsion
to
towards
become
that.
addicted to like any app in particular.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's been since like you could talk about like it's so I was at a party the other night and people brought up like old iPod games and shit like Flappy Bird and
Oh,
Temple
man.
Run and just it's the same thing over and over.
You just
and
tap
but
in
each
a-
one is like a it's
Yeah.
a fucking journey. Like it's the hero's journey in Flappy Bird and in Temple Run and you're like that's the thing though, it's this programming early on in that new emerging part of our lives when we were literally 12 years old.
Yeah.
For me, I was fucking 13 years old when I got on Instagram. And that just the way that I've seen that evolve from like it evolved side by side with my own human development, like
Yeah.
brain-wise, puberty, school, like relationships, my family aging, like my own aging. The way I look.
That's
it is,
how that's absolutely how
I'm
it
looking in
felt.
a mirror sometimes, which is what's getting scary, is that like when you look at your own content that's delivered to you through the algorithm and you see like a bit of yourself in everything,
Yeah.
like it's this
You wonder
weird
how much has been
merging.
shaped. Yeah.
You wonder what's shaping what at that point.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
did,
Are
when
you
did
shaping
I
your
stop shaping
preferences
it?
in the algorithm, or have you grown up with this media feed giving you all of your thoughts, and so
Yeah.
they can just predict it?
Yeah. So
Like,
now all
that's-
that it is like that's I've been trying to articulate that for a year because I'm like,
I have a.
what
oh
happens
my
when
God.
that when
I
we
wrote a story where there's an AI that just like spells that out. It's like, I don't need to know your thoughts. I gave you all the thoughts you had before. I know what the next thought you're going to have is. Like that kind of shit. I love. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Like if you grow up, if you spend enough of your conscious life in the algorithm, then like you're just going to be thinking along the lines of what the algorithm's going to predict.
yeah.
It's crazy. It like another addendum like to the like growing up with technology and like seeing, you know, like having your life and your development and your social life like grow up with these sites is, you know, being like I grew up when people were moving from MySpace to Facebook to, and you know, I got into Facebook. That was the first when I really started doing like social media stuff. Some people started hopping to Tumblr. Eventually people started hopping to Twitter. And like there was this progression of like people would use this site for a while, people would use the internet like this for a while, now people use it like this. And it's felt like since about 2012, there's been Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and like that's it. Like what else?
TikTok,
Reddit,
YouTube,
yeah, TikTok.
Reddit for sure.
TikTok came. TikTok's newer.
TikTok is the newest.
Yeah, TikTok is the newest thing to like lodge itself. But like once YouTube and Twitter and like Facebook like started getting users, it's felt like that progress of like evolving and jumping from site to site just plateaued. Like Vine was big for a little bit and then it died, and then TikTok started and it took its place. And like that's the only like new developments that have happened is just shorter form video. And but like other than that, like it's just felt like that is the fertile soil of human experience now, is just being on these 3-4 sites and ingesting your media and, you know, ingesting your world through that and sharing your own experience through that as much as you want to. And it's
pretty odd.
yeah.
It's weird because like I feel that what you said before about the development of the individual pieces of technology hitting a plateau,
Yeah.
like with iPhones, like the jump of the differences between each new device is slim to none.
Yeah.
whether certain quality is updated. Like fucking that's it.
I laughed my ass off when there was like an iPhone Pro, because they already had the 2 cameras for the, and they're like, oh yeah, one more thing. Here's the iPhone Pro, and it's got a 3rd fucking camera on the back. I literally just lost my shit because it was the most comical. Like, what can you do with the phone other than shove more fucking cameras on it?
Put more on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah,
Bryce bought it.
I bought it.
They bought you.
I was
because
holding
it's
on to an
next.
iPhone
It's
8
the next
for
in the
years.
series. Like, what do you do?
I mean, hey, Stranger Things is gonna have 13 fucking seasons, and then it's gonna no, they're ending it at 5. I'm in the know.
hope so.
Okay, I pay attention.
I watched one
I'm in the
episode
fandom.
of the new season, and I kind of was like, I don't know about this. I don't know
Bryce,
if I
you're
wanna
too
keep
old for
going.
Stranger Things. I feel like.
I watched all the seasons, like when they came out.
Yeah, but they started coming out like almost 6 years ago.
Yeah, and I watched them all like as they came out.
But I feel like I don't know. I'm not insulting you by trying to watch it.
I
I'm
feel
saying
insulted.
like I'm saying like you're smarter than who they're making it for.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
they found their audience after like season 2 or in between 2 and 3, and they found that their audience was like people who like kids who are like 12, 13, 14, edging on 15 in high school, who are okay with being involved in that, in the
below you.
fandoms online and being like standing children in a TV show. You know what I mean? They're not
Yeah.
making it for you anymore. Like it feels weird when I was watching the new season. It feels weird for me to watch this because like what they're trying to get you to like fall in love with doesn't resonate with someone like me. I don't know. I feel like it resonates with someone of like a younger.
100% get that.
Yeah.
yeah.
There's
But
something
that's
that
not-
happens.
The first season wasn't like that. Like the first season,
The first
clearly
season was more.
picked up.
I liked how like campy kind of like not. It wasn't like an intentional camp. It was just kind of like this like odd show set in this cool world with like very likable characters, like children characters, and it was like this is cool,
Yeah.
And then it evolved a little bit, and I was like, whoa, okay, like that's pretty cool. And then season 3, they had a huge budget, and I was like, wow, like I'm impressed, like at how the production quality increased. Now season 4 is just like they're just so over the fucking top with it. Like it was like, I mean, sorry, spoilers, but it's just like so many people getting just fucking wrecked in the beginning of the thing. It's like brutal. I'm just like, what is going on with this shit now? I don't know. It just seems like it's evolved to a weird place.
I think there's like, to go back to what you were saying about demographics, like I haven't seen Stranger Things, but I have recognized, and this happens before in other media, where it seems like the creators start to figure out like who their niche audience is,
Yeah.
and they start catering way more to that audience. And it can be a good thing, or it could be like a bad thing.
It's good if you're in that audience.
Yeah, it's always good if you're like in that insular group.
But,
I mean, hey, I'd like to find a bit of a niche audience for this podcast. You know what I'm saying? And but not like cater to them, but just have it be that what we do is what they want.
Yeah,
already.
Well, that's the kind of audience that we're attracting already.
Yeah.
It's like the people that follow us shouts out, thank you. Like, tell your friends who would like this. Not everyone's
Type
going to
shit.
like this, but like your one friend will, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, share it, please.
Do you guys get comments about random objects in the background of the shots? Like,
Not yet.
You're not,
I don't think
okay,
so.
Not yet.
That's one of those things when people start trying to be like funny and memeing in your comment sections, and they
that
just start
happens,
reaching.
but they don't do. They haven't reached that far. But
yeah,
that how it
they,
happens where
they
they're
just
trying
start
to be
being like,
funny.
"Oh, what's with that guitar you got there?" Like, like people start doing that.
They're like, "Oh, Fender DeVille, it's a fucking piece of shit." The amp over there,
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's a fucking piece of shit. Sounds like a wet fart. Like, bro,
Men in Black,
Like, bro,
really?
I don't know. Cade bought a bunch of VHS tapes. I have some cool ones at home I could bring.
Sorry.
Yeah, the movies themselves or like
Just
the
that little display.
display.
Sorry.
All right. Well,
Get him out of
hey,
here.
good. What's the good news? Is that was Cade's idea, and he's fucking off in Las Vegas right now.
Right.
Johnny, what are you doing out in
know what?
Las Vegas?
Let's flip the color. Let's make the colors blue.
Fuck it.
Let's get
Yeah.
blue curtains in here.
Let's
let's
set up that
redecorate.
RGB light and just start having
yeah.
a rave.
Ooh.
Let's just do
do
the
that.
show in the dark. Like,
Yeah.
let's like just get like low light.
Good idea.
Oh no. Oh, we've done an hour. Have we?
This I
Nah,
thought this
we-
was supposed to be more than an hour, but
I don't know.
I don't know. It's fine.
I'm fine with whatever.
I want to get like a rifle that will hang from here,
Ooh,
like an
yeah.
old school rifle, like a fucking like M1 Garand, or like one of those like cool ones from Call of Duty, big red one, like where like the clip is like in the top of the gun.
That's gonna
That shit was
musket.
hard.
Or
A
two
musket.
sabers, like two swords crossed.
Oh yeah.
That'd be
That'd
sick.
pretty dope.
That would be sick.
We should build a whole like fireplace set. And
Yeah.
Just like turn it into like get some armchairs.
It's a big fake fireplace.
We do need some better chairs on this show.
I
Yeah,
thought you said
some
you wanted to
fancier
keep
chairs.
those ones.
Did I say that?
I don't know. Someone did.
Oh, I don't want to keep these.
We'll
I
make
want to get rid of
upgrades.
these.
Some.
I don't know.
Season,
Hey.
Season 3. Wait, are we in season?
We're in season 2 still.
Season 3.
Coming up.
New chairs.
Yeah.
Gotta get up. We gotta get our
6 months.
Patreon
some-
going so we
get
can
some-
buy some new chairs.
Yeah, some like gamer chairs that like light up, like
yeah.
We'll
have
start
like adjustable like fan cooling and stuff.
Let's
thing
get
that
2
comes
float
out.
tanks and put like a camera in there, and you guys can just be in like a floating like deprivation tank.
Yeah.
And then just like give us your thoughts. And just,
Eventually, we'll be able to. Eventually, I want, because you know how they can like read dreams and like create like a artificial image from like brain waves for a dream.
Very, very primitively. Yeah.
Very, very primitively. When they get to the point where it's more vivid, I want to like do something with that.
Yeah,
Like,
just have the
first I
hooked
wanna
up to
see.
like have 2 screens like hooked up to your like brain waves.
yeah, while I'm sleeping. You know that's gonna happen. You know that's gonna happen where
Is
people
it?
are gonna be like, people are gonna stream their dreams. Stream your dreams. Stream your
I
dream.
think that's totally gonna fucking happen.
That's what this whole thing has been leading up to. Not that specifically, but that idea of streaming who you are, because
like straight consciousness.
pure
subconscious.
consciousness right through the fucking adrenochrome in your sleep, like
There's
right
no
through the
filter.
fucking
You would
dick.
have no filter.
No filter
Like
at
what
all.
if you just like have some dream that you're like at high school naked, like they
Yeah.
have one of
People
those.
would clickbait
You would just
their thumbnails like that. Like,
Ooh.
dreamed that I was naked at high school.
Yeah, do the fucking.
yeah, the fucking. And it's like fucked up, like deep dream, like artifacts everywhere.
It's all that satanic looking morphing
Yeah.
weird AI
It's like
art shit.
Their dad is in there. It's like, I don't love you. It's like the deep.
See, yes, that's the thing. People would understand too much about each other to the point where they wouldn't understand any of it at all, because it would all plateau and it would all become the same thing. Like it would all just be part of the same fucking
Peter
nothing.
Gabriel song about this called "Here Comes the Flood," and it's one of the first songs I learned on piano. And he says he had the idea to write it while he was like running through an open field with his eyes closed, and he was daydreaming about the possibility where there is no more barrier between individual human thoughts, and all thoughts just flow freely without limit. And how everything, like what you said, everything would just like become a wash. Like all of human experience would just be noise.
Well, imagine if you start streaming your dreams and then you have an audience of people watching your dreams and then commenting on it and interjecting
Roasting
their
your
thoughts.
dreams.
Well, yeah, just
Dude, I hate
all
that.
sorts of
Thumbs
things.
down your dream.
To the point where like you're now like confused between your own reflection and
Yeah.
like this mass communication of other people's own weird psychology being projected onto your own shit. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
It gets back to that same thing you were just talking about of like, what are you anymore? Like, are you the
Yeah.
algorithm? Are you like you're just like what's sacred? Are we trying to share everything? Are we trying to share like our absolute like
Well, that's the
window
thing with
into us?
what Peter Gabriel's saying is that can't be possible unless every living human is in the same thing at the same time.
I think every
it can't
every
be, like,
kid
people watching it on a
grown
device.
up with an iPad in their hands, like every kid who's born into the algorithm, I think is going to develop that way.
Yeah.
There's only going to be
gonna
like,
wanna go in.
6 archetypes of person, and the algorithm's just going to sort them,
That's going to be the truly lost generation. That's going to be
Yeah.
the new lost generation, because those kids have to die. Like those kids those kids are going to have to like die first.
well, they're gonna disappear into the machine.
They will already be dead.
Yeah, like what happens if like I actually worry about like human perception, like our ability to like discern reality from our senses in the future going forward. I actually like do worry that we're getting worse at it. Look at reading comprehension
Oh.
on the internet. if there is any conversation on the internet, it's because if there's any argument happening on the internet, it's like a coin flip chance that it's because someone like misheard something or misread something in what somebody else is saying, or took it a step too far and thought something they didn't say, or thought it sounded too much like something else and decides to like make an argument to a different thing just because they want to be fucking mad that day.
Yeah.
And I just see so much of like someone being like, yeah, I made waffles today, I love waffles, and someone being like, you fucking bullshit, like, are you saying you hate pancakes? The fuck is wrong with you? And like people will start having that conversation, and someone will show up saying like giving statistics about French toast and be like, nobody fucking asked you. I know that you've thought a lot about, I know you've read all of your goddamn sources getting ready to have this fucking Twitter argument,
And
but it does not matter.
The waffles are just sitting there like, why won't anyone
Getting
eat
cold.
me?
Yeah.
Like, I just
The
want to
waffles
be...
and the waffles
all
are
of
getting
them.
cold.
The waffles are getting... and they're all sitting there like, I just want to be eaten.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be debated. You're supposed to just eat me and enjoy me, not tell everybody how much you love me. If you really loved me, you would just eat me and not tell everyone. Which is why I don't post my girlfriend, because I just love her and I don't have to fucking post about her to love her. You know what I'm saying?
Where you were going with that, I was going to say this is a really good analogy for the trans debate.
Interesting.
Instead of eat, it's fuck. And also hire. Those are the two big ones.
You're talking about people who like say that they
most
feel a
trans
certain way?
people do not want their existence to be like a big political thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
They literally just want like shut the fuck up and just let me exist. Let me have human experiences, please. Like that's
As like to be like let my thing develop how it's supposed to, without it being like
without it being a topic
concept,
of
an
discussion
issue.
literally everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what I hate about living in Kenosha now, is because I hear the word Kenosha so much from like people who are having opinions about politics, because the like Kyle Rittenhouse thing comes up, or the Jacob Blake thing comes up, and it's so like infuriating, like living in a place for so long, having like, you know, a context that like, you know, when I hear Kenosha, my ears like, you know, like I'm you know, I pay attention to shit because like, oh, it's this fucking 100,000, you know, population town. And just hearing like just anybody whenever they want to make a point about guns or about protests or whatever, just be like, well, what about Kenosha? And half the time they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Half the time it's like, you know, game of telephone down like 2 or 3 times.
right.
And it just gets old. It just gets so tiring to be like, fuck, like, no, this is a real place.
I guess you could compare that to like with like how transgender people would feel like we just want Kenosha to be Kenosha and to live be a city that's full of like diversity and full of like whatever it's going to be, just like a transgender person, like an individual wants just to be able to express all of that individuality that anybody else could do without being like
Without
just
someone-
known for what.
Without someone being like, oh, hang on. Clothes are a secondary sex characteristic, you know, and you're acting abnormal. Like there's too many. Yeah,
Like,
there's
look at
just
my
too
eyes.
much.
Talk to me.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Like, we all just trying to live our best life, and we got to respect and allow each other to live our best lives and just focus on what we got going on and build a community and build, you know, try to be positive influence. Like, but I feel like for some reason people they derive their sense of self-worth from like kind of trying to project themselves as some sort of like social justice warrior, or just somebody who's like trying to like look like they're doing the right thing, or that they're aligned with like the right thought, the ethos that is like common. And it's just like such an annoying part of discourse, because I feel like so many people don't really operate on that level, but like the most vocal people on the internet do. And so that's the thing we all like look at as like a way of communicating, like, and virtue signaling to each other, like what's the in way of doing things and what's the out way of doing things.
I kind of get tired of like when people like, there's people who will signal things and then they know the right things to say, but like if you talk to them on a personal level, like there's zero principles like behind it that are like consistent with like what they say they believe.
Right.
And it's just like, are you just kind of saying? Are you just putting all those things in your bio, or like
Yeah, it's
wearing
like
all that on
learning
your
how
sleeve
to-
just to kind of
Yeah.
like show it off as an aesthetic, or do you think about any of this shit?
It's like learning how to wear the mask. Like,
Yeah.
How do I need to present myself in order to like get ahead in this world, and like who's playing this game? But like it goes back to what we were talking about in the beginning of just like all these like political class people, like they all like are on paper and forward facing, camera facing this
Yeah.
way, and then it's all backdoor deals and freaky sex shit and power games like behind closed doors in the place where we're not allowed to be.
Well, it's a lot of people who just pretend and have very few principles backing up the things that they say, like little action backing up the things that they say,
Right.
are like people who need to there's things that they have to do to appear not dumb or to
Yeah.
appear not unattractive, to
Yeah.
appear attractive in some way. Like, to be honest, wanting to be accepted by anybody, whether it's like a group of friends or strangers on the internet, or like the general idea of like the us,
Yeah.
the in group, like
It's very
there might just be an instinctual thing to you might agree with it or disagree with it if you understood like the core of it, but like saying it online is just a way for people instinctually to become part of the in.
Yeah, totally.
But they might agree with it, honestly, if they got into it, or they might not.
And it may be genuine. It may just be surface level. Like, obviously, it's better than not for people to be like, yeah, I'm pro-choice. Or to be like, yeah, Black Lives Matter. Like, even if they haven't thought about it at all, and it's just like a position they arrived at, like, honestly, that's better than not. That's better than not having a position. Like, but it's like, I don't know. I always think that like humans are more instinctually wired no matter what society believes, no matter what the societal norms are. Here's the thing. Nobody actually cares about the norms of society. They care about like the 12 to 15 people they talk to most often and their opinions of them.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah, really.
Low key, yeah.
Like and that's how it only really can be.
No, it's time for
Welcome.
me to take back my
Oh God.
Oh shit, you
Jesus
came
Christ.
from
It's time for me to take back.
I thought
Back from
we thought you
LA.
were on a coke bender with Hunter Biden.
What time are we at?
You just turned it off.
What time are we at?
We're like at like an hour.
All right, everybody, it's time to wrap this up. We're done.
I don't even know if you're in frame right now.
Do right. That's appropriate.
I was given this do-rag. I was given this
God.
do-rag by a non-culturally appropriating friend. If that helps you answer the question. You understand?
Well, Cade's back.
Yeah,
Will
I should get going.
next week he'll let you know about his excursion with Hunter and the hookers, and
We have a voicemail. Do you want to listen to this voicemail?
sit.
Gave me the do-rag.
Hunter Biden gave you the do-rag.
Yes.
Do you want to come listen to this voicemail?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
I don't.
Here, we'll show him after. Let's just play it out now. We'll cut it. Then we'll get out of here.
You can't hear it.
Okay, yeah, he's not gonna be able to. Here, come put your head next to me. You'll be able to hear it.
Yeah, go by Brett. You're running around.
Yeah,
here.
okay, there you go.
Now I can't hear it.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah,
Hold up.
I can hear
Hold
it.
up.
Why isn't it playing?
Bryce, you have
Do the student like put it on the. Or
Hold
no, you
on.
got
Wait,
it.
what? Oh, it's not playing yet.
Bryce, can you play the voicemail?
I'm trying.
Hello.
Okay, all right, hold on. That's
Okay,
not the
all right.
one. That's not
What?
the one. This is the one. I think it's just silent.
Is it the automated message
This is
one?
anticlimactic. No, there's no transcription for it.
Oh, it's probably empty air then.
Well, no. Sometimes they just don't. They just don't know. Sometimes they can't read it, or it's like too many horrible words in
Well, that's-
one that they. Play the one most recent. We didn't play the last one yet, right?
I think I don't know. It's something that we shouldn't play.
Why?
Is it the one where the guy says like the N
Shit-
word in there?
I don't know. Yeah, shit talking somebody. Well, that was anticlimactic.
Oh well.
Call us though, all of our new
Yeah.
subs. If you're, give us a ring. Our number's 262-770-5763. We take voicemails, ask us questions, leave us compliments.
You must be attractive to call. You have to leave your Instagram and we will be looking into it before we share your voicemail.
And you can Venmo us.
Cade's probably so fucked up right now.
Probably.
Dude, like people think that we were doing a bit. Cade is so, like,
Cade's
Cade is
glad to
fucked
be
up
here.
right now.
All right, we got to end this shit.
Yeah.
Okay, good night,
Thanks,
everybody.
Case.
Unraveling.
Thanks, Case. Great job.
Thanks for having
This
me.
is a very good one. Informative.
Yes, thank you, Case.
Thought-provoking.
Case
Have a good night,
Jackal.
everybody.
Follow Case Jackal on Instagram, on
Go to-
Spotify.
Yeah. I'm CaseJackal everywhere. That's That's Case like the noun, Jackal like the animal. It's the same everywhere. Case.dog. If you can't spell Jackal, go there. You'll find all my stuff.
Go
Have a good-
find
have a good
Case
night.
and listen to all
Ikenosha.
their shit. Oh yeah, thank you www.Ikenosha for the studio space, for this beautiful environment we have. Thank you. That's a Beauty Production for helping us with this whole setup, with our production value, which is only growing because we have big numbers now. And you see that we have big numbers now.
Big leagues now.
And thank you everybody who listens. And
Come to Beachfront Arts Fest if you're in Kenosha.
Yeah.
we'll be posting about that.
July
July 31st.
You will never host this podcast again.
This was the best episode we've done, to be honest.
Yeah, people are gonna want Case back. And they're gonna
People
be
are
like,
gonna want Cade
just
out.
keep Cade out.
Cade out,
Just-
Case back.
I mean, it's literally one letter difference.
Yeah. It's not gonna be
Mhm.
hard. The bio's gonna not change much. Oh hey Ethan.
All right.
Okay, good night guys.